Hello, and welcome to the Collapse Experiment. Day 3, Ramen Challenge. So today, I made a red curry ramen with chicken and nori. It was pretty darn good. The noodles themselves were alright. Here are some pictures. Overall, the red curry, that I really enjoyed. That was pretty good. And it was just an impulse buy that I had. Looks like the deer are really into the grapevines. It was a curry that I had picked up, and I wasn't expecting much. Fairly cheap, though shouldn't curry really be cheap anyways? And had some noodles that I had purchased a while back. Still hadn't tried them. Overall, I just pulled everything out of the cupboard, slapped it together, and I was not disappointed. So if you would like to see the full review on that and what I used, how I cooked it up, you can check that out at the ramenronin.wordpress. All my reviews are on there. I'm hitting close to 200 articles/reviews on there. So building up that content, that library of information. I'm constantly on the lookout for new stuff, but considering the stockpile that you've already seen, I am not hurting for new material, new content, new things to try. Yeah, so other news for me, still working on a new book. That is coming along. It's interesting when you are into the story that you are writing, things go a lot quicker than when you are trying to force yourself to finish a project that you've been working on for a while. So I don't know. I don't know what is better, because I've had books that I finish fairly quick. Get the editing and everything done. It gets posted, and it's a hit or a miss. I've had some books that I finished quickly, and they do all right. Other books nobody seems to be interested in. I don't know if it's the genre, the description, Amazon doesn't like me. But then I've had other books like Gray Nation, where I think I worked on that on and off for 3 years, and so far that's probably one of my bigger successes. But I'm having fun with this one. I guess that's what's important. I was being encouraged last night. I was on the No Way Jose podcast again. This is, I believe it was my 3rd time being on there, discussing my book about Duncan Lump. And he was asking me what I was working on when I told him I was working on some fiction. Overall, it sounds like the group of guys that I've been doing interviews with are wanting me to work on some other projects, looking at a few other cases. And, overall, I am curious about some of these other things that have been brought up. Whether or not it's enough to fill a book, I don't know. But I will say that if the stories are similar it could just be a book about, who knows, no-knock warrants, violations of civil rights. I mean, that's always a hot topic, isn't it? So, I don't know. I really just want to keep working on the book I'm doing now. Perhaps dive into something again later. I was plugging along pretty hard earlier, and I think it was a bit much. So just trying to chill out for a minute, take some time. And isn't that really what winter's about? Is fall is over. Now you get to sit back, enjoy your rewards, your fruits of working in the fall, your stockpiles, not burning too many calories, because after all, it is winter. And when I was working out a lot, back in my 30s, when I was doing like P90X and stuff like that, my body fat got really, really low. And I remember winter time, it's like the moment the door opened, I was freezing. Body fat does serve a purpose. So, people can talk about being fit and looking good, but being some guy with ab veins in Michigan in November and December, that's not a good look. Oh, anything else going on with me? Probably not going to be posting videos the next couple days, because I will be going to work early, probably working all day the next couple days. And then I have been working on cleaning up my kitchen, because I do want to actually post some videos of making ramen, showing some of the process. And overall, I do have what I would consider to be a fairly nice kitchen. It's just one thing I did not like about it was how unorganized it was. There's this microwave sitting in the middle of the counter. It's the same area of the kitchen where you're trying to work on the stove. You need counter space. You're trying to prepare meals. Why is this big hunking piece of metal shit sitting in the middle of the counter? So yesterday, took the initiative and I moved it. And moved a few other things around. I've been trying to organize the cupboards. And if I haven't been using something, or if it's something that isn't used on a regular basis, it goes into the pantry, food storage. There's no reason for it to be in the kitchen. So I've been working on that as well. And overall, I am pretty happy with how the kitchen is transforming so far. So I'll probably be working on that a bit more this afternoon. Coming over here to check on my chaga tree. As you can see here, this is where I grabbed the fresh batch that I've been using recently. As you can see, this was a piece that I cut, broke off last fall, and it's growing back. There's this stuff up here, another nice big chunk up here, and got a few other trees like this. Not as well developed as this one. But as for one thing I have really noticed the last couple weeks is I felt like beforehand I was kind of in a mental funk. Tired all the time. Just kind of felt like my brain was fatigued, right? Like a car running on shitty gasoline or needing an oil change. I don't know. Just felt sluggish all the time. And so I don't know if it's one thing or if it's everything. But around the time I started to finally feel better, have more mental clarity, more energy, overall better mood, I started drinking chaga every morning. I have a mental focus vitamin that I've been taking. That's from GNC. No, I didn't pay GNC prices. I got it somewhere else. I think Walmart had it. So I've been taking that. MCT oil. I've been taking that as well. And ginkgo biloba, which is supposed to be good for mental brain circulation. The only thing I'm really missing that I've tried before in the past is called Goda Cola, which I find does, for me at least, help with memory and focus. So I don't know if I'm gonna try picking some of that up as well. I'm feeling pretty darn good right now, and I have been for the last couple weeks. Even my stress level has been down, and for a little bit there, I was stressing out. Financially, things really haven't changed all that much. It's just kind of accepting the fact that no, I don't make that much money, but are my bills paid? Yes. Do I have extra money to go out and buy stupid shit? No. Do I need to go out and buy stupid shit? No. So, I've been taking this stuff, coffee in the morning as well. And, yeah, it's been a complete reversal on how I was feeling before. And I don't know if it's that stuff or not. Perhaps just taking these vitamins is kind of a show of a change in mental focus. Turning the attention on my own well-being instead of concentrating on other bullshit that really doesn't affect me directly at all. So there were other things that changed around the same time as well. There were different podcasts I stopped listening to. Spending more time listening to music, something that I used to enjoy. Now I'm getting back into it. Unfortunately, I'm finding that some of the bands that I used to enjoy have turned to shit. It's like, those bands where they're starting out, they don't have money, they have to get creative on how they do things, how they create. And then all of a sudden, they're rich, they're famous. I'm not even talking about the angry bands like Godsmack, you know, where it was, we're poor, we're angry, we don't know what we're gonna do about it. Hey, we're millionaires, and then all of a sudden, the music changes, and they don't know how to be angry anymore because they're not. No, this is more like we're poor, we can't afford musical instruments, we have this stuff that we bought at like pawn shops, and then all of a sudden they have a studio with all the stuff that they wish they would have had when they made their first albums, and now everything sounds the same. Everything. So yeah, I'm that old cranky SOB who is griping about music used to be good, and it did used to be good. Still no eggs, you freaking freeloaders. And yeah, so Spotify, my wife brought up Pandora the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, Pandora's a thing. Still, isn't it? Is it still a thing? I haven't checked. I don't know. I don't know if it still exists or not. Again, no eggs. Hey, you start paying rent, or you go in the freezer. Got it? So, that's about it. And, yep. Hopefully, more content from me. Still planning on posting for the Ramen Ronin. I'm still keeping up with the collapse experiment. And the only thing of note recently was that rocket that hit Poland. And everybody's like, no, it wasn't Russia. It was not Russia. It's weird. It's like, I don't know. My guess is the Ukrainians are trying to do something to pull in NATO into the war. It didn't work. Nobody really wants to get involved. And I feel like the longer that this goes on, the less likely things will happen in that regard. Which would be great. That would be great if that was the case, right? The war just continues. Everybody sitting on the sidelines that's supplying weapons and stuff are less likely to want to be involved as time goes on, because they're just like, this is horribly stupid. This is completely dumb. No, we don't want to get involved in this. But yeah, that's really the only article I can think of note that was posted on there recently. And thank God. That's the last thing we need. Another freaking war. Less war. More ramen.